I saw Red 1, not Civil War.
What'd you think of Red 1?
I didn't think the whole time. I kind of just blankly stared at my TV praying it would end.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm really leaning into this emotionless person bit.
Mm-hmm.
Michael's gone. He's got nothing to...
Yeah, I say goodbye to Michael today. Guys, I promise I have emotion. I just used all of them about 4 hours ago, so.
Oh.
Hello there.
Don't have a good day. Have a great day.
Talk to me, Goose.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Why so serious?
World! I could do this all day.
Are you watching closely?
I am wearing pants.
You're wearing shorts.
Shorts. That's
Aren't
different
pants.
than saying I'm not wearing pants.
It's funnier to say it that way.
It's Josh who's just got a white shirt on. Step Up is me with the jacket on, and then Zach's got the tie.
I'm wearing a dress. None of you are wearing dresses.
You're in your own category, and that means you're number one. I'm gonna stand up really quick to show everybody. Oh, I guess you can't.
You can't. Oh, that's
Wow. Thunder thighs there,
My shorts.
Zeus. That you?
like that.
Yeah, it was yesterday. I know you have a thing about showing your dogs on camera. So without showing those, you want to do a lower half reveal?
Well, I'll just pull the dogs out like this. Boom. Free feet pics, everybody.
What are those out?
So blurry. All right, well, we at least proved that Josh was not wearing socks. Ask Zach if he was on the short strain.
I'm wearing pants.
Oh,
They're not the pants that go with the suit, but
yeah, it's either shorts or nothing.
I wasn't going that far. I'll take my jeans off then.
Yeah.
Shorts or nothing? I feel like there's more options.
No,
than that.
I mean, that's not what I meant. All right, let's get to this. Welcome. No.
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning.
It's not morning and I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
This is gonna be goofy.
Goofy Uber time. We have entered.
Goofy goober.
I'm Yoda now. Goofy Goober time. We have entered. Welcome everybody to the one-eyed. What were we gonna call it again?
Rewards ceremony. I don't know.
Oh, for a while we were gonna
The
call it-
Untitled Awards show.
For a while, I was gonna call it the Blinkies, and Deacon said he would never come on my podcast again if I called it the Blinkies.
Well, he's not here, so the Blinkies it is.
The Mossies. I think we should call it the Mossies.
What did I say? I said the Hindsight Awards, the Blinkies, the Staring Contest. I like the Staring Contest.
It's
The
just
Beholder Awards. You said the Moosies.
weird.
I like the Moosies.
The Moosies is a good one, but I don't want
I
it
like
to be.
moosies too.
I don't want it to be about me.
See,
I-
we're the ones saying it should be that, so it's okay.
I'm a moose now too.
You are.
Eye patch awards.
I think we should leave it.
I like
ambiguous.
that.
We should leave it ambiguous and then have everyone vote in the Discord after this comes out. All of them have a different, like the Blinkies is memeable. The Staring Contest is my favorite. Zach wants the Moosies. I don't know.
Can we be called the Yet to Be Titled Award show?
The TBD. Yes, something along those lines. Welcome to the Untitled TBD Yet to Be Named award show hosted by What I Film Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Mossberg. Music swells. I have my co-hosts, Ellie, Zach, and Josh here to present the awards for 2024 in our suits that are very real and not half worn. You look really good.
It's not a suit.
Yeah, but sorry, used to it being a guy's thing, but now we have. I think actually that's one of the things Annika said early on. Is she said you need more girls on your podcast, and I'm like, well,
Zach's got a gun.
Sorry, I'm sitting right here.
our demographic is like 80% males, so we'll see how this inclusion of women more often goes.
You'll lose all your viewers. Women.
Deacon would have something.
Women
to say
aren't
about
funny, right?
that. Yeah.
We realized our whole audience is sexist when we started having women on the podcast.
Oh no. All right, so we're gonna walk through the categories that we've determined beforehand, and we're gonna talk about why they won over different movies in the same category that were nominated. We will share what movies were nominated first, and then we will announce. Starting off with the best score, nominated is Wicked and Dune Part 2. Now, Wicked is a musical, which is kind of cheating because they more easily get stuck in your head. And the musical numbers were already well known. And then Dune Part 2 is the only one that I can really remember being grand. So they both have those going for them. I need like an envelope. Do we have envelopes? We don't need it. They don't have envelopes. And now announcing the 2024 winner of Best Score, Dune Part 2. I think simply because Wicked score leans
They
away.
cheated.
They cheated because it's a musical.
They
But
just
it's also perfectly fine, and that's why it's actually in the category. But Dune has some really great, besides the singer doing her. I'm not gonna do it.
no, you nailed it.
It's
That's
9:30.
perfect.
I'm not gonna. It has kind of turned into a meme, and it's all Dune was one of those movies that had cultural impacts. You notice online that it just spread really quickly and got very popular. So Dune wins the Best Score award.
I'm gonna do jazz hands.
Jazz
And
hands.
everything.
So, biggest disappointment. Our nominees for this category are A Quiet Place, Day One, Kung Fu Panda 4, The Garfield Movie, Borderlands, and Joker Folie à Deux, I believe is how that's pronounced. Folie à
Why
Deux,
not?
yes. And after much deliberation among the four of us,
I believe the deliberation was, let's rule out 3 of them because we haven't even seen them. We just know that
Yep.
people hated them.
yes, A Quiet Place, Day 2 and Kung Fu Panda 4 were really the only 2 nominees, since they were the ones that most of us had seen.
Mhm.
And after much deliberation, we decided that A Quiet Place Day One was the biggest disappointment of the year. Insert cheering. There we go.
Boo.
Way to win as a loser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now, why wasn't it Kung Fu Panda 4?
mostly due to the fact that a lot of us went into A Quiet Place Day One with big expectations. I know I did.
Mhm.
I thought a prequel set in the Quiet Place universe would be really good, and it really wasn't. It was just kind of about a depressed lady with cancer who was just trying to get pizza, and that was the plot of the movie. Am I wrong?
No?
Tell me.
No, you're right.
That was the
No.
plot of the
No.
movie. And then with Kung Fu Panda 4, most of us had gone in with low expectations because the story of Kung Fu Panda really ended with the 3rd one, so this felt additional and unnecessary from the beginning. So that's why Quiet Place Day 1 won biggest disappointment over Kung Fu Panda 4, because there were higher expectations going into it.
And I would say that the other 3 fall under the same category as Kung Fu Panda 4, where they're, I guess, they're losing because of our subjective experience of not having
Yeah.
seen them, because people said they were bad and they said don't bother. Joker, I know, was riding off the coattails of its first installment, and that's why people were disappointed with that. I would say The Quiet Place Day 1 also follows that same train. And then the Garfield movie kind of follows Kung Fu Panda 4, and that people were like, this didn't really need to be made, and then people started seeing it and it was like, yeah, it's pretty dumb. Borderlands was like, no one knew who it was made for, especially when stuff started coming out about it and the director was begging people to go see it. He's like, just give it a chance. I'm like, that's not good marketing. That's not how you do it.
That's rough.
So yeah, I think because Quiet Place Day 1 is the only one that I had high expectations and actually saw and was disappointed. And that is the case for most of us. I believe that's why it is the biggest disappointment.
Yeah, I really was. I had some relatively. You told me not to have high hopes about Kung Fu Panda 4, and I said I didn't. And in the back of my mind, I was expecting to be surprised,
Mhm.
and then I was sad because it was really bad.
Yeah.
But I also agree. A Quiet Place Day 1 had a lot of potential, and it just kind of fell flat.
Yeah.
I got no thoughts. Second biggest disappointment this year, other than me.
Goodness.
So this next category is the most Madam Web movie. Our nominees are Madam Web, Madam Web, Madam Web, and final last minute entry, Madam Web. So I know this was a really hard decision, but I would think we were all able to come to the consensus that the winner is, hang on, Madam Web. Wow.
Oh my gosh. I just had to put it in its own category. I know that many other movies this year could have been in its own category as well. Like Borderlands, I watched, I don't know what to call him, Moist Critical or Charlie or Penguin Zero. He goes by a lot of different monikers. But he said that there was a lot of bad movies this year, and he had trouble narrowing it down. And so Madam Web is just on its own. I think it was probably the second worst for him. And it was just so bad. And I think once Zach moves to the area, we should do OEFP movie night, watch Madam Web, and just make fun of it the whole time because
That sounds like fun.
it's so bad. It's so fun to be bad. Like,
And I can leave the room without you pausing it.
and then it just follows the train. It's similar to Morbius. Morbius was just a little bit better than Madam Web, but Madam Web is the lowest of low. I'm sure people will say Borderlands is worse. I just haven't seen it, and Madam Web had to be in its own category. So I just wanted that as a meme category, and I enjoyed that very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
In the future, we should have other, like, keep the Madam Web award for the sexiest film of the year. So just keep it named the Madam Web award.
Well, okay.
I like that.
So there is the worst movie category coming up. This is just the Madam Web categories. But I do think that that's a good idea where there's the worst movie, but then on top of that, there's the Madam Web category. When it's really like an unbearably bad movie.
Yeah.
Worse than bad. So we'll keep that for next year.
All I know is that he was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
How did you figure that out? It was such a hidden theme.
Who's the comedian that I'm thinking of?
John Mulaney.
Yeah. Every time I think of the John Mulaney, he's saying,
"Without sound, we wouldn't have been able to hear such classic lines as 'You're gonna need a bigger boat. I'll have what she's having.' And he was in the Amazon with my mother when she was researching spiders just before she died."
oh, so good. Okay.
So the next category that we have is we have Best Stupid Fun Movie. And we had 3 nominations for this. We had Argyle, Venom: The Last Dance, and Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And the winner for this Best Stupid Fun Movie is none other than Argyle, actually. Reason being, Venom: The Last Dance, everyone thinks is objectively a better movie, which you can say that is, but it's not necessarily a fun, stupid movie. It's just a fun movie, and it's not necessarily right for the category, whereas Argyle perfectly fits the fun, stupid. And that's why it won.
I think I'm going to push back, and I know you're presenting the category. All of those 3 movies are stupid fun movies.
Yes.
The argument was that Venom is the better movie and more enjoyable to watch than Argyle. But Argyle is the most stupid fun. It's the most stupid and therefore the most fun, even though Venom is equally as stupid and fun. And it's
True.
It's not equally stupid.
It's not equally stupid.
Venom: The Last Dance, I would say, had stupid fun scenes, but Argyle was pretty much stupid fun
the whole way.
all the way through.
I walked out of Argyle thinking I was on something, and that's how you know it's a good stupid.
Dude, like when they're all the colorful dust. I forgot what the colorful dust was in that last scene.
I don't remember.
What was that? I don't know. It was crazy.
It is. To be fair,
cornstarch and food coloring.
To be fair, it's one of the movies that I would watch again from this year. Even
I would love to watch Argyle again. Yeah.
Even if people really hate it, I heard a lot of critics were like, "This is so dumb," but it's playing. It's playing to the tropes of spy thrillers and spy mysteries. And yes, it went on for a half hour extra, but I can't get the stupidity of skating on oil and everything that comes with that. It's just, I left smiling and giggling, and that's why it's winning this Best Stupid Fun Movie.
A psychedelic trip.
Yeah.
Did we go to that one together, Seth?
I think he was there, yeah.
It was so long
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
It was one of the first movies of the year, but yeah, I think so.
I was there
yeah.
too. But
I was third wheeling. It was fun.
it was. It was great.
Yeah, with the fiancés at that point.
I'd like to add too that I find it funny that two of the stupid fun movies are Henry Cavill films.
Yeah, wasn't his
But-
only 2 movies this year?
Yeah, I don't think he had any more this year.
Oh, he made a cameo in Wolverine, or
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, only 3. He was the only 3 that he was in.
Hey, but I'd still watch either of those films before any of his Superman movies.
And that's saying a lot, especially that the Superman trailer dropped yesterday.
Yep.
Ooh, we are getting to the Superman episode in 2025 for sure. Don't you worry.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
I was worried.
Up next for the best CGI, I would like to present a person with a degree in animation. Hey, everybody.
Oh my
Whoa,
gosh,
it's me.
Seth.
It's me, guys.
No way. You guys got Seth on this show? What?
Sorry.
You got
That's
the
Got
Word.
Seth Mossberg.
Seth freaking Mossberg.
How did we afford Seth Mossberg?
That's all those sweaters we sold.
When we were planning this category, you said I should just take this one because no one else really cares.
No one else has your expertise and intelligence on this topic.
That's another way to say no one cares.
That's true.
Such a way. Wow.
So best CGI, we have nominated Dune Part 2 and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Both had some of the best CGI of the year, and I think that it was well utilized. A lot of both of them, and I'm sure there's obviously more movies that had really good CGI, but these stand out among the rest. And these 2 movies had live action and CGI integrated so well. It's one of those where Corridor Crew will talk about the visual effects artist being on set to inform the decisions that are done in filming, to be like, this would be easiest for us to then integrate the rest of the 3D modeling and such into the scene. And so Dune was really great, but I'm gonna give it to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes because there was so much more going on. And actually, I think that there were leaps and bounds made with this movie with CGI. One thing that Corridor Crew talked about in one of their videos when they got to talk about it was that there was monkeys interacting with water. Monkey. There was monkeys interacting with water, interacting with humans, interacting with a net. So there was a moment when they were like falling off a bridge. The orangutan was grabbing the net, and then the girl was also on the net. So it's like, how do you make this girl, who's live action, affecting the net so that then they could make the water interact with her and the orangutan? It's just all these things. And the water and the hair on the orangutan looks damp and like it sticks together. Like it's very hard to get that done. And they've been doing stuff with like Avatar: Way of Water, and the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes continues to make it better. So
So in lay people's terms, monkey look good.
Monkey look good. Yes. So
Monkey.
that's why I'm giving it
Monkey.
to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I also think is a long title. But if you have not watched the Planet of the Apes movies, there's only 4 right now. That's not a lot to get through before they keep going. These are going to get better. They've already, or the people who know the story of the Planet of the Apes, the original story, know where the story is headed. And I think this next trilogy is going to be really great. I don't think
There's another trilogy happening?
Well, this is the 4th one, and I believe that they're going to do at least 2 more because they have more storyline to follow.
That's a lot of monkey movies.
A lot of monkey.
What a wonderful day.
What a wonderful day.
For our underhyped, over-delivered category, we have 2 nominees. That
Can
are
you
both.
explain what underhyped, over-delivered means?
There was not much hype going into it, and it was a very great movie. Unexpectedly good for how
One would
little
say it over delivered.
Delivered
Yeah.
a lot.
delivered more than expected for the little
Wow.
hype it got beforehand. So our 2 excellent nominees are Twisters and Carry On, which is a movie that not many people have probably heard of. The second one
just came out.
Because it just came out and on Netflix with like little marketing. So, and out of these two fabulous films, the winner of the underhyped, over-delivered category is Carry On.
Now,
Well deserved
And
too.
if you haven't heard of the movie, it proves his point.
Josh, did you get to watch it after I suggested it?
Yeah, I actually watched it. When did I watch it?
The days are blending together. He's on break.
You're so right. I watched it with Michael just 2 nights ago.
You watched it between Tuesday and Friday because that's when I told you about it until right now. So I assume we're in that 3-day window.
Somewhere in those 3 days, I watched this movie with Michael, and we were both very, very surprised. It is the new Die Hard. It is the new Christmas movie that every 40-year-old guy is going to be saying is his favorite Christmas movie.
20-year-olds too.
And 20-year-olds.
Oh wait, you're not 20. Josh isn't 20 yet.
I'm 20.
Oh, I thought you were still 19. My bad.
I turned 21 in February. I'm almost legal.
He's a lot younger than I thought he was.
Sorry.
Working with children
He's
here.
just a
Pedophile.
baby.
It's just a baby.
I was just gonna say, for Carry On, how I even like discovered it is that I just happened to open Netflix one day, and it was just like the first thing there.
Yeah.
And what really caught my eye was that it was a Netflix original movie, but it was PG-13.
Yeah.
And not many are like that. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. This looks like it could be good. And then I was completely blown away from start to finish.
It is.
It's a
good,
tense movie. Keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know who's gonna die. There was a scene where I thought the main character was gonna die, and I was like, oh, that's sad. But then he didn't die. Oh, that's a spoiler. Yeah. Anyway, go watch the movie.
Okay, I want to talk about why Twisters is on here, and obviously Twisters made waves after it was released, and it was very popular. People were playing the Oklahoma song.
Yep.
Ain't no love in Oklahoma.
And I think that the Glenn Powell fanatics grew 10 times that day. And but that was afterwards.
He is my capybara.
I believe that beforehand I was not expecting a lot. Not that they didn't market it a lot. We saw plenty of trailers for it, but
We also all go to theaters like every weekend.
It's true. But I also think that it was better than it should have been. And it was one of my top movies of the year, and I did not expect a lot from it going into it the first time. And I say the first time because it's the only movie I have seen twice in theaters. I think ever, but for sure this year.
And it was like back to back. It was like
Yeah.
2 weekends in a row, I think.
I think we were driving home from church and we were like, "You want to see a movie? Yeah. Well, Borderlands is out, but Twisters is still out." And so we went and saw Twisters again.
Which it seems like that was the right call.
Twisters can also be easily compared to another Glenn Powell film, Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, yeah.
In the sense that being like a sequel to a movie from so long ago, where you're like, why is this even getting a sequel now, even though Twisters is only kind of a sequel. And so you don't really...
reboot as well.
Right.
Yeah, it's a hodgepodge of whatever. But with both films, you don't really expect... You didn't really expect either to be that much because you're just kind of like... It's pointless to give a movie a sequel after this long. But then both of them ended up flying over the expectations. No pun intended. But
Glenn Powell is the secret sauce for those types of movies, I guess.
Glenn Powell is the secret sauce.
Josh, there's your food food
My
category.
food analogy.
Your analogy for food there. Yeah, he's the sauce.
Makes me hungry.
What kind are those?
Christmas peanut M&Ms.
Are those?
I like the mint.
Oh, you like the mint. Okay. All right. Lovely wife, would you like to do the best behind the scenes duo category?
Sure. We got Seth Mossberg and Ellie we got Ryan Reynolds and John Krasinski for If. We got Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, obviously. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman for Deadpool and Wolverine. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt from The Fall Guy. And Glenn Powell and Daisy Edgar Jones from Twisters. And the winner of the Best Behind the Scenes Duo category is Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Although all the other duos were great iconic on screen.
And behind the scenes.
Some behind the scenes, but Ryan Gosling.
Were you holding space?
No, I refuse to.
Sorry.
Sorry, cut that out.
Their behind the scenes was a little crazy.
I'm holding space. Don't worry.
All right, you can hang on to that.
Holding space.
Anyway, the reason that they are the winner of this category is because Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt had really good behind the scenes chemistry where they were just kind of fun to watch as they were kind of, I don't even know, goofing off with each other.
And their history from last year, from 2023, that made it a little bit better. That being...
I thought you were going to go into it.
That being the Barbenheimer with Emily Blunt being in Oppenheimer and Ryan Gosling being in Barbie. And they're like, oh, we had our differences last year, but now we're teaming up together.
Best friends.
And I think that was very cute. The whole Fall Guy movie was amazing. Very enjoyable. That could have been a dumb or a stupid fun movie, but it was less stupid.
Yeah, I was just about to think that too.
It was less stupid though.
Yeah.
And just
fun. Nothing's stupider than our life.
It's true.
It did have a talking unicorn.
That's right.
True.
I forgot about that.
There was the whole drug trip scene.
That's also on my rewatch list for this year.
Have you seen the extended version yet?
Oh no, there's an extended version.
It's on Peacock.
Oh, let's go. We have Peacock.
We do have Peacock.
I still think the only reason I liked that or was hyped for it is because they did the first trailer so well with the shot through the heart. I don't know what the song title is called, and him jumping off the boom arm onto the helicopter. That shot is hype for me, and they don't have the same scene. Obviously, they don't have the music from the trailer in the real movie, so I was a little disappointed at that, but I still loved it.
And I really like Emily Blunt, so that's just a side note. They're fun individually, and they're really funny together. So
yeah.
I also wanted to add that I was disappointed the movie didn't do well in the box office, especially kind of being the spiritual child of Barbenheimer in a sense.
Yeah.
When it came out, you'd expect that it would have flocked in a larger crowd, but I guess actors can't carry movies anymore. So
some of the it makes me mad, and I get that family movies are different, but it makes me mad that Despicable Me. Actually, we should look up box office. In retrospect, earlier this year when we did the predictions episode for 2024, we said I didn't see any billion-dollar movies in the roster. I think we had said that Deadpool and Wolverine would have the ability to do it, and it did. It's at 1.3 right now, 1.3 billion. Inside Out 2 topped everything, almost at 1.7 billion worldwide. But this is what I'm frustrated at, and my point to the whole thing. Despicable Me 4 is the third highest grossing movie of the year at almost $1 billion. And Twisters is down at number 14 at 370 million.
That's just wrong.
Man.
It's wrong. There's so many better movies. But
Moana at number 4 is criminal.
And that's only been out for 2 weeks. It is the family movie.
Nice forehead, Zach.
Thank you. I'm trying to see these numbers.
Yeah, so Kung Fu Panda, Moana 2, Despicable Me 4, and Inside Out 2, all family movies. You're going to get
I can't believe Wicked is at $500 million already.
That's true. My point about family movies is that you can have like 3 times the amount of people going to it is because it's not just parents. It's the kids too. That's kind of why they're skewed in that way. But even still, some of these are just crazy. Moana is out of this world, how crazy it is. It's probably because it's all of the iPad kids' favorite movies, or the first one was for the last 6 years, and now the number 2 is out. It's ridiculous. But yeah, some of these are pretty bad, or should have been higher, like Wild Robot.
So for the next For the next category, we've got the most emotional movie, which doesn't make a ton of sense because I'm a man and don't know what emotion is, but some of you guys do. So, for those who have emotion and voted for this, we had the nominations of Venom: The Last Dance. We had Unsung Hero, Sound of Hope, and Inside Out 2.
Can I just interrupt before you announce the winner?
Yes.
Okay. We all know Venom didn't win. But if you think it's not an emotional movie, think again, because once you get to the end, that final...
It's an emotional 10 minutes.
Yes.
It is the epitome of a sacrificial love where you're willing to die for your friends. That is the depth of love. And at the end, when Eddie goes, buddy, I just had a crazy dream.
Buddy, I just had a crazy dream. Buddy.
I cried so hard.
I can't stop laughing.
I don't know.
I put it in the episode, last week's episode, because we brought it up when we were talking about Home Alone, and she had to listen to it this morning, and she had the feelings
It's fresh on my mind.
all over again.
And this is on with the other three that were all very emotional. I just had to.
I think it's funny that we're putting Venom: The Last Dance up against Unsung Hero and Sound of Hope.
And Inside Out too.
But the Unsung Hero and Sound of Hope are very different.
Different kind of emotional.
Can we add that Venom: The Last Dance is the only Venom movie that Ellie has seen?
Yeah, she hasn't seen the first.
But yet she's that emotionally invested.
I can attest. She was torn apart by the end of Venom: The Last Dance, which again, it is sad. It is a sad 10 minutes. I don't think the rest of the movie is that sad. But I got to give it to you. You felt it. You were feeling things. And I was feeling things. It was well done, I think.
We all felt things.
Must be nice to feel things.
Josh, who won? It wasn't Venom.
The winner, sadly, was not Venom. It was none other than Inside Out 2. Undoubtedly.
Why?
I mean, we have literal emotions as our main characters. Come on. Most emotion. It's literally full of emotion. That's all the movie is.
True.
Full of emotion. That's what emotional is. I rest my case. Most emotional.
I need to make a confession. And it is that I doubted Inside Out 2 at the beginning of the year. I had
Me too.
a lot of people on TikTok come after me, and that hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt my soul. Just kidding.
You emotional?
Those were the true emotions there.
No, it was a little annoying to have people, mostly after the movie came out, people were like, "You were wrong." I'm like, yeah,
Congratulations, hindsight.
I was like, yeah, I was wrong. Your point, like, I can own up to that. I was wrong. I was glad I was wrong. I really loved Inside Out 2. And I thought that it was going to go the route of gender identity and sexual attraction, because she's a teen growing up and going through puberty on a girls' team. Like, it seems like it would go that way. It didn't. I would love to show Inside Out 2 to our future kids, which I can now because I'm married. Not announcing anything.
Not now.
Not now. Sorry. When I make those jokes, I got to clarify. I'm just, this is the abstract child.
Seth is not pregnant. Don't worry.
Could be these days.
Would have fooled me. That's mean. Seth, you aren't showing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Inside Out 2, great movie, and I especially love the climax of the whole thing being the panic attack and gold. It was.
I did feel that.
I think this was the one movie that I might have let a tear slip past my stone-faced facade of a man.
Right.
I did.
No, I mean that is you're not stone faced.
That was violently Minnesotan. Did you guys hear that? No.
No. Replay it.
No.
Feature 6 replayed it. Okay. The next category is the opposite of the Twisters Carry On category of underhyped, overdelivered. This is overhyped, underdelivered. And the category, or the nominees for this category are Civil War and Red One. I say Civil War, and I keep thinking like I need to clarify this is not Captain America: Civil War that came out 8 years ago at this point.
Gosh, I'm old.
But I call that Civil War whenever I'm talking about movies and stuff with my friends. And so Civil War and Red One were both, I would say, overhyped. Civil War was overhyped from my opinion. I was excited to see it. Again, I listened to our predictions episode from January, and I really wanted to see what a modern Civil War would look like, and it really didn't give us that much. And yet I also think that Red One's marketing was almost as bad as Wicked's. And the story behind it with The Rock saying it's the next best thing since Oppenheimer because it's in IMAX is like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Anyways, the winner of Overhyped Underdelivered is Red One. Mostly because Red One had more marketing, had more eyes on it than Civil War did. Civil War was just big in my eyes, and I thought it could have potential, and I think we had a category that we merged into one that was most wasted potential, and that one would have been there. Like, it had potential to be big, and it wasn't. And I think Ellie was the only other person who saw it with me, because I dragged you to those things.
Yep.
Did either of you guys see Civil War or Red One?
Nope.
I saw Red One, not Civil War.
What did you think of Red One?
I didn't think the whole time. I kind of just blankly stared at my TV, praying it would end.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm really leaning into this emotionless person bit.
Mm-hmm.
Michael's gone. He's got nothing to.
Yeah, I say goodbye to Michael today. Guys, I promise I have emotion. I just used all of them about 4 hours ago, so.
Oh, you guys are
We're
sweet.
good.
We need to have her on. I think the plan right now is to do a double date Arcane episode with you and Michael and Ellie and I.
You just cut Zach out. You just look at how sad he is.
We'll do more Arcane episodes.
I'll get a cardboard cutout of Zach and then just have him in frame.
That's
the whole
actually.
I mean, I can't be a fifth wheel. That's too bad.
I would love to have Zach as a fifth wheel. I would hold his hand probably just as much as Michael's and Seth's.
Yes.
Michael and Ellie hanging out in the back watching us three skip along. Come on. Sounds like a
Yeah.
great time.
Wait a second. Does Printify make cardboard cutouts? Can we make ourselves to be bought on the
They've
merch?
got to.
I'll look later. It'd be really funny. But also,
And our next category is.
this is our 99th episode, which is crazy. Been going at this for over 2 years. And next week is our 100th episode, where we will have some new merch dropping, a new deal that you'll be able to get in on, and just some celebration. So stay tuned for that. Just had to throw that in there. Been doing that for the last couple weeks. It's a lot to do 100 episodes, and I'm really proud of that.
Our next award is an interesting one because they're not movies that came out this year. Our next category is titled the Delayed into Oblivion category. Yes, Seth.
I don't think we really covered this. I think the reason, like, obviously you can say that movies are delayed. Often they are.
Yes.
But I think we're putting this here, one, to bring light to the ones that we miss and want them to come, but I think they should have released this year. As at least when they were first announced, I believe. Even, well, you go ahead and I'll talk more.
Yes. These movies were at all one point announced to be released this year. Some had release dates even earlier than that. I believe so. And our three nominees are Marvel's Blade, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, and Fast and Furious 11. Fast 11. Furious 11. 11 Fast, 11 Furious. I don't know what they're titling this one, but the 11th installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. And the winner of this category is Blade. Because Blade was originally announced all the way back in 2019.
That's crazy.
Before, I think it might have even been before Endgame was released.
No, they had a D23 or something right after Endgame, and these were all the things that you needed to watch Endgame first to be like, oh yeah, Loki's getting his own show because he branched off into a different timeline and whatnot. I think Blade was supposed to come at the end of Phase 4, if I'm correct, and that was the end of Phase 4 ended up being Quantumania. So that's the time gap. No,
Wakanda Forever was
okay.
The end of Phase 4. Quantumania was the first of Phase 5.
Oh, yep. Okay. So yeah, Blade was supposed to be in Phase 4. I believe that was in their calendar, but also things get delayed. The Inhumans movie got canceled, and things change. But yeah, Blade is still in pre-production at the very least, if not just completely canceled. Oof. And then Beyond, I believe for some reason we thought in the predictions episode Beyond the Spider-Verse might still come out this year, and that is not happening. We have 11 days left, and we just got announced that the directors have been picked for the movies. So I think it's a 2026 or 2027 movie. I'm so sorry, Josh. And then Fast 11 is just odd because Fast X ended so abruptly and nothing has been announced. Not even I would assume that they would have filmed those movies back to back so that they could release them right away in the year after. And that was last year that Fast X released. And yeah, just nothing. So it's very odd.
Even more reason to be emotionless because Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Meaning, just an Ecclesiastes world. Meaningless.
Yeah. That was today's reading too. I read Ecclesiastes 3 that's talking about how everything is just null and void and chasing after wind. Guys,
it's true. It's very true. So much for me celebrating my 100th episode. Gosh, what a downer.
Yeah.
It's meaningless, to be honest.
I know.
I need to bring up a verse that I thought was very, very encouraging. Give me 2 seconds. I'm pulling up the U version. Not sponsored. I'm going to have to read a whole chapter. Anyways, summary, it's basically just saying that a man should enjoy his work because it's all in the end vanity. So it's better for him to enjoy his work than to not enjoy it and work a lot.
It's also good.
So enjoy the 100 episodes.
If I get there.
Enjoy the work you put into. Yeah, if you get there.
Lord willing. I don't know what happens in the next 2 weeks.
Touche.
All right.
Anyways.
I'm going to give this next category appropriately to Ellie. It is your turn, and it's your idea to have this category.
Sort of.
It was.
Not really.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just happened to notice that after we watched the trailer for Quiet Place Day 1, we right after saw something like Transformers 1 or one of the other ones. Anyway, there were a lot of movies this year that came out with the word one in the title of the movie. So, in this category, Seth's confusing me with all the typing and stuff. I know, I was going to add it. I had it mentally mapped.
Good job. Okay. You're better than me.
In this category, we have Red 1, Transformers 1, Quiet Place Day 1, Bob Marley, One Love, Horizon, and American Saga Chapter 1. Star Wars Episode 1 re-release. That one's a stretch. Face Off 7, One Wish. So,
I don't know. I searched the box office mojo for
with all of those ones, the most the one that won.
That's good.
The one that won.
We picked basically the winner of this category was the best of the ones. So the best one of the ones is Transformers 1. Because it was a good movie. And that is the one. That one.
I'm keeping that. That's next year's. We'll officially call it that next year. The one that won. Actually, no. I don't know if one will continue to be a thing. But yeah.
Mostly because all the other ones we haven't either haven't seen or it just wasn't good, like Quiet Place Day 1.
Yeah.
And Red 1.
So.
Transformers 1 it is. By default.
Transformers 1 I really liked. Josh said you didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it. It was a pretty decent kids movie, even if they said the word cog way too many times.
They did. It was a little dirty.
No, I guess that might be the lore. But that's just our dirty kids.
I forgot about that.
But and there's also, I guess, some swearing. But it was a good basic movie, and I know we got our clip of Josh doing the Megatron Ooh.
Megatron, I like you. Ooh,
Which was really funny. It was one of the best moments of that episode. And it was all going out for the fact that it said the relationship between Megatron and Optimus Prime. And we joked that it was because they're gay. But Josh took that to its appropriate end. But I do think that the Transformers 1 did well in talking about their friendship and the division and differences that they had into enemies. I think it was really great, even though I've never watched another Transformers movie besides that.
I want to say that I was very confused at first when I saw that one of these movies was Face Off 7 One Wish.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. Last minute entry. It's an international film.
Ah.
Because there's, a popular film called Face Off.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the one with John Travolta and Nick Cage, like, swapping faces.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, how long have there been 7 of them?
Yeah.
Next category is the most annoying soundtrack. And we only had 2 nominations for this one, which was Deadpool and Wolverine and Twisters. And the winner for the most annoying soundtrack, the one that makes everyone's ears bleed, is Deadpool and Wolverine. Twisters was yes, really annoying. I still sometimes just say Oklahoma randomly because of no love and ain't no love in Oklahoma.
Can we just say that these people do not like country music, and if you do like country music, it's okay. You're fine. You can still be here, and I happen to enjoy the Twister soundtrack.
She's talking about.
I enjoy. Wait, why are we saying it's an?
It's not a bad soundtrack. I dislike country, and because I'm the host, I can put it in that category. Also, Ain't No Love in Oklahoma was overplayed. It got a little annoying, but it's still a bop.
Okay, yes, I can agree.
Agreed.
This should have been like most overplayed soundtrack instead of most
Deadpool
annoying.
and Wolverine's Bye 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 from NSYNC drove me nuts this summer. And they also used a lot of other hip-hop songs that I think is worse than just writing something that's better and original. And I think that's also like this has come up because of the Superman trailers that Gunn has said that there's going to be original music and not, going off of the most popular song from the 2000s or something. Like that's better than just using somebody else. Now Twister's made his own song with what's his face, but Cole. Yeah.
I've got like an announcement for Christian influencers who aren't listening to this podcast probably, but
yeah, the Lord's Giant and Shama Marema and everyone else, make sure you listen up.
Yeah, hey, don't use Like a Prayer in your content. That song is not about what you think it's about.
Have you been noticing that?
Yeah. And I mean, if you know what the song is about, that's not a Christian song at all.
And yeah, it was used in the climax of the Deadpool and Wolverine.
And it made it popular again.
Keep that dirty name out your mouth.
Oh yeah, we need that moment. We need an iconic moment for our award show. Wait, Josh, can you like reach and slap Zach, and I'll make it in post. Got him.
Wrong way. That's okay.
Next,
I intentionally went the wrong way.
The Underdog movie, which I categorize as a decent movie, an honorable mention. Nominated is ISS.
International Space Station.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Venom: The Last Dance, and If, with the winner coming out on top being Venom: The Last Dance. And I believe this actually makes sense because it was pretty good for what it was. I enjoyed the other two. Again, they're more honorable mentions. This does take number one because I would watch it again. And that's because of those 10 emotional minutes and some pretty good humor throughout as well. And I guess I don't even think it was an underdog as in, I called it the underdog simply because it stuck out to us and not necessarily because no one was expecting it to do good. Mm-hmm. I don't think ISS really had a lot of fans. If kind of flew under the radar for a while, and then Venom was good for what it was. So that's why it takes the underdog category.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I really liked Venom: The Last Dance.
I know.
It was a fun movie.
I know this.
We talked about it a lot already.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great end to the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's again, I wouldn't call any of the Venom movies good movies, but they're all enjoyable just because of the chemistry and the bromance between Eddie and Venom. And seeing all their shenanigans in this last one especially was a lot of fun.
Buddy.
So that's all I have to say.
Buddy.
Venom horse.
Eddie, we are a horse now.
Eddie, we are a horse.
I think
Eddie, we are a frog.
Venom frog. We are Venom.
Okay, so our next category is worst movie. And our nominees for worst movie are Borderlands, Joker Folie à Deux, if that's how it's pronounced, the Garfield movie, Kraven the Hunter, and Red 1. And after not much deliberation, we decided that Kraven the Hunter wins the worst movie category.
If you've been paying attention to the Discord, we have a category or a channel called Spoilers No More and Spoilers Galore, where we do immediate movie reviews after we've seen them. Zach and I have all of our thoughts there, but we got to see it together. It was a lot of fun to laugh at, but it should not like we know the Sony movies at this point, and they are over now, and for good riddance to that, I guess. What did you think?
So this
in a couple sentences.
This movie, it had bad dialogue. The actors didn't know how to say the lines. They were executed horribly.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson didn't have any emotion behind any line that he said.
Like Josh.
And
What lines?
yeah, I mean, none of them, all of the lines were executed so weirdly and poorly. CGI was bad. They somehow made a rhino that was as bad as the one from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. What else can I say about the movie? I mean, the action was okay. Nothing noteworthy, though. There were a couple obvious moments of ADR where, like, Aaron Taylor Johnson's lips weren't even moving, but they he said a line.
Yep.
It's like it was coming from his thoughts, so that was fun. There were characters that just kind of appeared sometimes.
And disappeared.
It's like and disappeared. Like, you don't even... It's like that it just happened. They had no power that let them do that. It just kind of happened.
Yep.
And if you ever forgot Calypso's name, you were reminded within like 2 minutes, probably.
They did say it a lot.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing I have to say about it is from the pitch meeting that actually came out a couple days ago, saying that we're going to tease the next villain, Chameleon. And they're like, but we're not making any more of these. Oh, I don't have a delete key. It's like, you could take it out if you know it's the last one, but no.
Yeah.
Best Christian movie nominees are God's Not Dead and God We Trust, Israel Dilemma. It was, yep, you worked on that, if you couldn't tell. The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, Sound of Hope, Unsung Hero, Bonhoeffer, and The Forge. Oh gosh, some of these are really good.
I know. They were cooking this year.
They were. Like, way to go, Christian
Let them
movies. Like,
cook.
way to actually make good content. God's Not Dead excluded. I actually didn't see that.
No,
but
we
it's
did.
just
We did.
one of those. And the best Christian movie of the year is Unsung Hero.
I'm not that mad about getting snuffed. My own movie, best Christian movie. No, I understand. It's more of a documentary. I just was
The
proud-
one you were on. Yeah.
I just was proud that I got to work on it. I
You
do.
did.
Unsung Hero was a great movie. Love for King and Country. I think it was good in its message, even if you didn't follow for King and Country. And yeah, it's worth watching, and it's a good family movie and shows the true story of their family and how God provided. It's really good.
I felt things.
I felt things.
For Jesus.
Moving on to someone who doesn't feel things. We have the best kids movie. This category is for the movie that made us the most childish, most excited, and our nominations are Inside Out 2, If, Moana 2, Wild Robot, Kung Fu Panda 4, Despicable Me 4, and Sonic 3. And of those nominations, the one that won is none other than Wild Robot, believe it or not.
And you're going to tell us all about it, right?
I didn't watch it. Now, I did watch the one that we did have winning just before we did this, but I have heard amazing things from Wild Robot. I'm pretty sure that it would have the warmness inside of it to break my heart of stone and make me feel emotion like a kid would for the first time since I was 3 years old.
Or since Mike left.
or since 3 hours ago.
I'm gonna throw this out there that Sonic 3 is on here only because it is meant to be a kids movie, and I believe it was this weekend's movie or last weekend's, and so we haven't seen it. I know people are probably gonna like it. I've heard good things from early reviews, but we haven't even watched the first two Sonic movies.
Yeah.
But I bet it's good, and yet Wild Robot still ekes out because it's in the artistic painterly style, which is visually beautiful. There were still the animation techniques used to enhance that story, as well as just a great story about parenting and letting go. And what else? You really liked it.
It was just so sweet, and it made letting go was a big theme in there. And I don't know, you kind of just covered everything and then asked me what I thought about it, but it was a good movie.
Yeah.
And with all of the other ones in here, like they all have, not all of them, a lot of them have decent themes. Mm-hmm. But Wild Robot had it was the most wholesome. And with kids movies, that's hard to get.
Yeah.
Especially just with the infusion of culture into kids movies. And this one just wasn't tainted.
You'll also see that there are many numbers. Inside Out 2, Moana 2, Kung Fu Panda 4, Despicable Me 4, Sonic 3. Like Wild Robot, even though it's an adaptation of a book, was at least original. If it's technically more original because it's an original idea, not an adaptation. But Wild Robot is fresh. It's not something we've seen before.
Fresh. I thought you said trash. I was like, what the heck?
I heard trash.
Me too.
Fresh.
I haven't even seen it, and I want to defend it. It's a great movie, Seth.
Yes, Seth.
Gosh.
All right.
Nobody understands me.
Rounding it off with the best overall film for the year 2024, we have nominated The Fall Guy, Venom: The Last Dance, Inside Out 2.
Someone feel something.
Dune Part 2, Twisters, and Wicked.
Sorry.
What? Oh.
Nothing?
Okay.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
This is where I cross my arms.
The winner decided by people, a number of them, for the best.
What is going on?
They seem to be disappointed, so we'll get to it. My pick as the host with 3 votes to your guys' 1. Because I
go for it too.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
For best overall movie is Twisters. Zach is boycotting his host. Zach,
why are you angry?
Please explain your anginess.
Okay, Zach, what do you think it is?
Twisters was a number 3 on my list of.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that you made a whole
movies.
tier list for your top.
Yeah,
I
can go over that later, unless you want me to go over it now.
No,
I think that's more of a Discord thing because I want to prepare my own too later.
Hey, I'll put that in the Discord later for all you Discordians out there.
I'm curious, Zach, what got your number one though?
Dune 2 was my number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inside Out
And then
2 was mine.
Okay.
Really?
Inside Out 2 was my number 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And then Twisters was
Okay.
number 3.
You guys all hyped up Inside Out 2 more than I thought you would. I did not.
I went in with no expectations
Fair.
because I was trying to protect my heart because I wanted it to be really good because I loved Inside Out 1.
You had said that you didn't want it to ruin the first one and your experience with
Yeah.
I might just need to see it again. I don't it didn't stand out that much to me.
It had a lot of things in it that was like weird. Like I would die for Riley in the first one. That didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like where she made a tower of her fake boyfriends. Anyway.
Yeah, those
sorry.
emotions wouldn't actually act like that, and they wouldn't actually make a tower of boyfriends to get across the chasm. That's stupid.
The chasm in her brain.
I would die for Riley.
So unrealistic.
Zach, explain Dune. Besides, you're more of. I would say that you are more of the Scorsese type, where you do. Even though I'm the film nerd, you're more of like
He's a geek.
cinema, like literally the cinema meme. That's Zach, and I'm more like, that was a good movie right there.
And I like that. And the twisters and the country music. And it was nice.
I'm typically not that guy. I mean, I'm not going to be the film snob who judges Marvel films.
There's a guy wearing a bow tie.
You look a little snobby. No, it's the bow tie. Sorry, continue.
Should
Oh, he's getting serious.
There we go.
Whoa.
If it makes me look like a snob, there we go. At the end of the episode, it's coming off, I guess.
All right, explain why you like Dune 2. Obviously, I mean, I agree. It's a fantastic movie.
Great movie.
Fantastic visuals, fantastic story.
Yeah. See, great cast, great performances, great story. It felt well paced, and the world building is insane, and it's a movie that makes you really. I mean, it's a very intense movie as well, and it's another movie that knows how to keep you on the edge of your seat with just everything that's happening. So, and I mean that there's some cool fight scenes and just cool looking scenes in general. So,
Yeah,
that's why I put it above everything else. So,
like I said, it is great. It is probably top 3. But I also I think for me personally, it was hard to follow in some ways with names, and
That gets me.
the names were
Oh
a
my
little
gosh.
turn off for us. But Twisters, at least for me, and again, you have Twisters up there at least.
yeah,
But Twisters is the right amount of ebb and flow to the story. Character development is superb. The music is good for one time through, and then probably not listening to it a lot after that. And the visuals are great. Like I think you felt the terror, and we saw it in Dolby Atmos
It
for
was
the first time.
cool.
We felt
We felt the tornadoes.
every rumble of the truck, of the tornado. Maybe that's what sold me the first time. But yeah, that's why Twisters won, because I have more votes than you guys. No, sorry, I don't. I know that we all disagree on that, and yet they're all up there. So at least that's something to be said. And I think
We all
when
agree
this-
Wicked did not win. Yeah?
well, that's the thing.
Yep.
Wicked is up there, I would say objectively, simply because of the mass turnout and popularity that it has had on social media.
Yep.
But Josh doesn't like it. It's a musical. Some people turn that off. Like it's a part 1.
it's number 5 on my list.
Number 5, yeah. But it was still enjoyable.
I ran out of fingers for it. Didn't have room.
Oh, it's below the top 10 for Josh. Yeah, Fall Guy would have been up there for me. There were a lot of stinky movies this year.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of good ones as well.
Stinky.
Stanky Leg.
Stinky poop. Haha.
Yeah, as we
Poop.
finish off and say goodbye to our real live general audience. See everybody wave, clap and wave.
Woo! Wait, no, we're
I'm gonna
actually-
Thank you. No, it's a pleasure. It's my pleasure, honestly. Thank you.
I'd like to thank my mom.
You
I'd
are
like to thank my truck and my car and my vehicles, my mom and my dad, but also my parents. I'd like to thank my grandma and my grandma.
okay.
Sorry, this bit's done.
All right.
Buddy?
I'd like to thank my girlfriend. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Never mind.
yeah.
It's okay, I don't have a girlfriend either.
Yeah, me neither.
You have a boyfriend.
Walks right into that one.
Get it? Because people think I'm gay. Yeah, I did.
What I was saying was, before we finish up, I was just thinking back to our predictions episode, which, you know, we got a lot of stuff wrong, but we also said this doesn't look like a big year. Marvel didn't release anything too big. Like Deadpool and Wolverine was a number 2 movie of the year, but it wasn't like a full-on MCU movie. We're still waiting for Captain America, The Brave New World to release and really kick that off again. And there were some secrets, some diamonds in the rough, and yet there was a lot of sequels. And I feel like if it weren't for the sequels, this year would have really fallen flat. But maybe we'll do more of an analysis on Discord. I want to get my top 10 together. And just another category we could do in the future is best original movie, because we got to filter out all of the sequels. But yeah, I loved this year, and not as much as previous years though. It's probably, since I've been paying attention to movies, it's been my least favorite. Because in past years there's been Marvel movies, there's been, I guess 2020 wasn't, well, 2020 had Tenet. And there, yeah. So it is what it is. The year is over now, and we will continue on into 2025, into our next 100 episodes, if that is the case for the podcast. For the next 2 years, it'll be 4 years going on straight. The 100th episode is next week. We are going to be doing 2025 predictions. It's also one of my favorite one of my favorite episodes to do. And the Funny Moments episode is going to come out.
Ooh.
I love doing the Funny Moments episode, and that'll be in your ears soon enough. Straight into your ears like a big old wet willy.
No.
Please?
No.
Can it please be that? Sorry. Okay, fine.
I mean, you can say whatever you want and edit it however you want. It's your podcast.
I know. I thought that right in your ears like a wet willy was going to be funnier than it was.
Oh, it was funny. It was just...
That's our new catchphrase, guys.
Gross.
Straight into your ears like a wet willy.
Destroying my life.
Coming to you this Sunday, right into your ears like a big old wet willy.
Wet William.
Wet
Like
William.
a wet willy.
William hops on screen, just drenched.
Hi, guys.
What's up? All right. Thank you guys for joining me today. Listener and watcher, make sure you follow the podcast, share this with your friends, join our Discord, and let us know what your favorite movies are. What's up?
Oh, and go vote for the title of this award show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wherever that's going to be.
Yeah, the Untitled.
TBD.
Go find it on our Instagram story, probably.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or Discord.
I'll remember to do
Or-
that.
yeah.
2 days after Christmas. I really want the Blinkies to win, very selfishly.
Moosies.
The Moosies. All right. Till next time, know that you're loved. God bless.
Peace out, brother.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, Mom.